Banks thing. I thought that was kind of...
Last night was a question first.
Going with that angle,
the guy got the better of me and ran away.
Yeah. Well,
what a coward.
You can go to hell and see your dad there, yeah. Like, I shouldn't use the exact words, but that was the implication, yeah.
Right. I also thought, maybe because I'm too close to the subject, I just thought the Rey Mysterio thing was kind of rushed. They can, just to do it in a backstage thing like that. What did you think of that?
See, I have a problem with that thing because I hate when you portray guys as like old and
Morse Mutual. How can I be of service?
The public sees him as old and ready to retire.
Sure.
And the one thing with Bray, partially because he has his mask, but you know, even if he didn't have his mask, the reality is he doesn't look old and he doesn't work old. You know how an old guy works real slow and everything. I mean, he's not like he's not going to have the speed he had when he was 25, but he's also a much smarter worker, and he can keep up with anyone in that company, and, you know, is one of the best workers in that company. So, you know, it's like the whole pattern I think I even talked to you about with Ray is I think that he should be their, you know, their superstar to kids, their superstar to Hispanics, and instead I see him as a guy who is like, okay, we've got Ray, we've got some equity, let's use him to make new stars. You know, and it's fine for them to make new stars, but you also have to give them some back, and it seems like it's, like a guy like Ray to me should never lose to Bobby Lashley in 1 minute, especially look where Bobby Lashley is nowhere right now, you know what I mean? It's like, if he's going to lose to Andrade to help get Andrade over, you know, that's good. Right. But it shouldn't be like, oh my God, I'm old, like this. Oh my God, I'm look for it. Right. That's how I would do the story.
Right. I just thought it was weird because everybody kept asking, what do you think they're doing with Ray? What do you think it's going? We even had a letter yesterday on our mailbag, and I just thought, well, something's going to happen where he's going to get attacked in the ring, and his son is going to save him, or maybe his son is getting beat up, and he's going to go save his son, or something like that. I knew that would be something with Dominic for sure, but I just didn't think it would be, well, I'm about to retire, and then backstage his son would come, and how they did it. I thought it could have been done way better, you know what I'm saying? And you're right. They had him there for a year, they've done absolutely nothing with him.
What?
Absolutely nothing with him, really. And he had such a great, you know, he had kicked it off so great with those series of matches with Andrade, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, he's had 3 or 4 matches or more with Andrade, and a couple of them, the first ones were some of the best matches they've had. I mean, some of the best, not even TV, but some of the best matches in the company all year. So it's like, you know, if he's not good enough, it's like, what's everybody, you know what I mean? What's everybody else in that company? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you about, I saw a tweet you had the other day, yesterday. And so, what did you think of the Rollins-Brock match? Well, what was your take on that?
The Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins match?
Yeah.
What
was your take?
I liked it. I thought it was probably Brock's best match in a while, you know? So, yeah. I mean, it's like a certain pattern. I mean, like, Brock's matches are Paul Heyman laid out matches, so it's nothing but, you know, German soup. It's basically finisher, kick out. And then after, you know, you kick out of a million finishers, then you finish them. You know, it's like, to me, it's like everything you're taught not to do, but it works with Brock. But
well,
you know,
here's my take. This is what I want to ask you about because you tweeted this. I hated it because they threw out the weeks of storytelling lead up to the match. It's like, you know, the guy you would not do that much stuff to injure your own ribs if you were still here just right on the court. Okay, but here's the thing. You said Vince doesn't like his top guys selling entries? Did I read that correctly?
He doesn't like his top guys selling injuries after the match. Because, I mean, I know from talking to guys, like, if they have a really brutal match on pay-per-view, some guys, if they have enough power, can go and limp, you know what I mean, the next day. But most guys, Vince will go, no, it happened yesterday. You know, don't come out and limp and sell the injury from the day before.
Really?
Sell even...
That's like he's been doing business like that for a while?
Yeah, guys have been saying that for, I would say, 15 years.
Really? Well, I don't know, bro. That to me, that's fascinating because to me, that's one of the things I see a lot of guys do. Me, I'm big on selling, obviously, you know, this stuff, and I see guys do that constantly. I'm like, why would he not even be like limping here or something? You know, it's like it makes more sense. But Vince doesn't like that. That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, as a general rule, I think with like middle guy, you know, Vince has different rules. If he sees you as a middle guy, I think it's okay. But if it's like, because the guy who's in fact publicly complained about it the most was Batista. But he always, you know, Batista was like John Cena and Triple H and those guys that were top guys, and Vince never wanted them to be seen as vulnerable and weak. So like Batista would take a beating at a pay-per-view and then, you know, want to come out this and this. No, I don't want you to look weak. So yeah, it's different rules for different guys. If it's Jeff Hardy, I think it's a very different rule. Jeff Hardy, I think he has no trouble saying, okay, you can go out there and win.
So if it's like Roman or Brock or those top guys, so he just wanted to have kind of like a Superman persona where, yeah, you know, I got my ass kicked today, but the next day I'm all right. Is that kind of the thinking?
Yeah, but I mean, even like with that, it was like he took such a beating.
Bro, it was ridiculous.
He did the next week.
Bro, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. He took another big beating. You know, but I mean, that storyline, that match, I mean, the whole thing with that storyline, whether good, bad, or indifferent, was the idea was they wanted to tell the fans that Seth is completely out of his league with Brock. He has absolutely no chance. He's hurt. He can't beat him. So then when he beats them, it's a bigger deal. But by doing that, it's going to cause, like, you guys, and you're not wrong, to go, like, wait a minute. You know, it's like he's gotten this beating of his ribs, and then he does one move after another that hurts his own ribs in this match. That makes no sense. You know, so, but that,
yeah, why are the ribs even taped up to begin with? It's like, so, you know what I'm saying? It's just...
Yeah, why if your ribs are taped up, you go off the top ropes with a splash
right, yeah, I mean,
the table.
Right,
yeah.
There was even a part where he grabbed him, if you remember, by the tape. Almost like you would grab a guy in a wedgie and kind of fucking spin him around the ring, remember?
Yeah, actually I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because it was something different.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about this because this is kind of a hot topic these days, and especially with AEW getting ready to get on TV. Bro, what do you, Dave? What's your take on this like new school, old school, kind of like almost political fight going on right now between the AEW and their fans and the Cornette? The thing is, the working about is Cornette's kind of. He's speaking for the old school people because he's like the loudest guy right now and just expecting, you know what I'm saying? But like, he's got a lot of stuff that he believes that a lot of old school guys like me, we share the same feeling. You know? What do you think about that climate right now with what you're going after these guys?
Can I just say one thing, Dave? And here's the other thing, because I also saw Dutch kind of...
Yeah, so Dutch is doing
well, Dutch was going at it with Dave. But Dave didn't
Dutch was trying on purpose, for whatever reason, to misinterpret what I said. I mean, and everyone keeps pointing it out to him, but he was just looking for attention, so I didn't really, it's like everyone knows I've been a fan of Memphis wrestling, but they also know that a lot of people in the old days, Memphis was looked down upon in other territories, and I kind of made, it essentially started because I made a comment, and it's just the nature of Twitter. It's got nothing to do with wrestling. But because, like, you can have, whatever it is. You can have the best matches now, and on Twitter someone's going to go, Seth Rollins can't work, Kenny Omega can't work, blah, 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 they do this and this, they don't do this right. And it's just it's the nature of Twitter. And I said, like, if you went back 30 years, 35 years and had Twitter, you would have people saying that all these guys that were the top guys then, that were young guys, don't know how to work because they didn't work like the previous generation. It's how it would be. People like take offense. Oh no, you're saying that they can't work. And actually, I'm saying that no, it's just how the business is. It's and one of the things was, for me, being friends with these guys and doing interviews, like interviews with Carl Gotch and some of the old guys, what they brought up because of what they could say about Harley Race. Harley Race is now considered. And rightly so. Harley Race was an all-time great in the business, and he was one of the best workers in his era, for sure. But the previous generation thought that Harley Race was exposing the business, and he was fake, and he got his pants pulled down every match, and he did diving headbutts and all this stuff that he'd never do in a real fight. It's just, it's just like whatever, like, who's the guy on.
So that Ric Flair spot he got for Harley Race.
Yeah, Harley Race has got in every world title match. And then Ric Flair did every world title match is that. So, you know, and
just imagine what says and God thought about that.
Well, just look at that world champion. I mean, Lee Benson's going to get his pants pulled down and walk around the ring, and he's not going to do a diving headbutt off the top rope either, which doesn't make it wrong. It's just that the framework, because then I'm watching. I'm watching this stuff. It's every generation. Conan, you know what I mean? You were always championing the guys who are 10 years ahead of time. You know, I mean, take a look at Ray, right? Everyone now says Ray's one of the all-time greats. But you know, he was there all over. And I you know, when people first saw Ray, it was like, what's this guy doing in a wrestling? I remember, and even I had that thing. The first time I met Ray was in Q1, and he wasn't even wrestling on the card. I heard about Kalikri, you know, from some of my friends who were down there about this great high flyer. And then I went to a show in Tijuana, and it was Kalikri, and I saw this guy who was probably then like 105 pounds, because he was only 15 years old at the time. And I'm going like, this is the guy you guys have been telling me about, because I'm still used to every wrestler being 205 or more. And you know, so I kind of had that. But then, you know, once I saw him, it pretty much was like, okay, he makes it work. And I really never, ever had a problem with that. From when Ray was 17 on, I never once thought about him being small. And when he first came to WCW, people would say that. I was just like, in time, you know, talent. You know, if you're small, you got to be way more talented than a big guy, in my opinion. But since he was, you know, I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, my whole thing just say one thing. My whole thing always was, and you know, I was proven to be correct. It doesn't matter how small you are, bro. If you're great, you're great. And when people used to say, oh, well, you know, my brother could beat him up, or this guy could beat him up. Well, they're not gonna get into a fight. This is a wrestling match. And to me, the baddest motherfucker I ever saw was Bruce Lee. That wasn't a big motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And everyone believes in Bruce Lee. I would, you know, you and I were kids at the same time, and on the playground, whether he could or couldn't. Right. I mean, if that was, I remember on the playground, you probably do, you know, who would win a fight between Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali, right? And Muhammad Ali was twice the size, and Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest boxers. But that's what the kids said. And it was a question. It wasn't like, oh, Muhammad Ali 80 pounds heavier, and he's breaking into heavyweight, he'd kill him. And it's probably, in a boxing match, he would kill him. But you know what I mean? People would, it was a debatable subject at the time.
Right. Well, here's my philosophical point I want to make. Like for example, like if you look at you know, Cornette's got the polarizing role that if you do anything to, you know, make fun of wrestling, you're the worst person in the world in some of the odds. So, but I'm the type of guy, like, if I still do this for a living, I'd get paid to go wrestle on the show. Okay? And I gotta wrestle Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan's on the poster, and the Joey Ryan merchandise table, everybody give all the up to Joey Ryan. And the fans are there to see Joey Ryan, I'm gonna go out and see Joey Ryan's spot. Because the thing is, like, I think what Jim doesn't understand is that we're in a day and age where wrestling has gone beyond because people know its performances. To where you're not going to take anybody that came to that show and, like, change their suspension of disbelief, because the suspension of disbelief these days in wrestling doesn't really exist the way it used to, and it's kind of disappeared. Everybody does know it's a performance now. I mean, like, everybody knows it's a performance. Okay? So, you know,
Hey.
like, you know, I'm with us, you know, I could perform. I could take it, I could do this too. So it's like, as a professional wrestler, I'm not going to, like, shit on people for doing all that stuff if the promoter is the one running the show and paying everybody, right? So that's where I feel like that. But my point is, do you feel like with the lack of suspension of disbelief in professional wrestling today, going forward with a whole new company going on TV as a business model, the way wrestling is presented, do you think, well, what is your outlook and what is your prediction for what type of TV shows you're going to have now? Like this is AEW and NXT and Raw now. Because I think it's a hard sell on people with the suspension of disbelief on it. It's hard selling it. This is hard to a massive audience. I'm not feeling that in the next 10 years.
You know, it's so hard because, you know, we're going to know a lot in, you know, it's funny because Mike Tenay and I had like a discussion just a couple days ago, And he was like,
Hey, dude, you
can
trying to
October get here already? Because we know there's going to be a bunch of stuff we're going to learn in October, but like it's still 6 weeks away. You know, it's like, what kind of audience? I know these guys at AEW. I know they can sell tickets like crazy. It blows my mind how many tickets they can sell. But can they do big numbers on television week after week? And I have no idea. I mean, they've overshot everything that I thought was possible. But that doesn't necessarily. But I mean, I can also say, like, as far as like the, you know, they had numbers on Bleacher Report, and it, except for the Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods golf thing, they had the biggest thing ever in the history of Bleacher Report. So on that platform, they're really strong. But by saying that on that platform, you know, a couple 100,000 viewers is great. On television, you want a lot more than a couple. You know, you really want 1 million viewers. I know that TNT people have told me that they'd be happy with 500,000, but you know, this is.
Is that true? Seriously?
Yeah, they would be happy because of how successful they are on Bleacher Report. That, you know, as far as building VR Live and getting new subscribers, they would be happy with 500,000. I don't think they'd be thrilled, but you know, I lock in within the TV industry. And I've talked to a lot of people from different channels. The numbers that I keep hearing, predictions for AEW is 500,000, and I think they're going to beat that.
Check out the conclusion of Keeping It 100's interview with Dave Melcher on next week's episode. If you want to hear the full 40-plus minute interview now, check out the Patreon site at patreon.com/Conan and Conan.me. And, of course, follow Dave on Twitter at Dave Meltzer, WON.
Goddamn, I'm glad y'all set it off. Used to be hard, now you just went soft. Heard you was down with the AK. And now I see you on a video with Mr. Lake, looking like straight bozo. I saw it coming, that's why I went solo. And kept on stomping. Well, y'all motherfuckers hit straight out of Compton. Living with the white, one big house, and not another nigga in sight. I cut it up with too much cargo. Drop boy niggas now making all the dough. White man just fooling. The niggas with attitude, who you fooling? Y'all niggas just phony. I put that on my mama and my dead homies. Yellow boys on your team, so you're losing. And y'all great.
Okay, well, the supplies we found are in the hands of some pretty nasty people.
Okay, so who are some of the people that have maybe congratulated you that you were surprised, that they that they did so?
It was just more of like, I would just say more of the fans,
The fans?
Yeah, it's the fans. What really surprised me, I guess, was that night in Mexico City. I guess just the fans from there, just, it's different to see all the social media stuff rather than see somebody's face and really see the action as they're talking to you, you know what I mean? Where their eyes are like almost tearing up and they're just like, man, surprised and allies, Bro, let me the same thing, and I was like, damn, like that to me got me.
I know one thing for sure, because when I was in the backstage in the gorilla position, I was like, bro, I know this guy's popping right now. How awesome was it when they played that Mexican music and you came out and the place just fucking erupted?
Dude, that was nuts, dude. To have a walkout from the Mexican music, you just walk out normal, right?
Yeah.
And that's like a big stage to walk down. Man, the whole night was freaking like a dream, from like just for me, like in my perspective, when I was seeing it out there, I was having so much fun and all the chaos, like I thought to myself, like I'm like, holy shit, like I'm fucking meant to be here. Yeah. Like fucking crazy, that to me is fucking nuts. And have my
did it trigger any of the other guys in the business to be like that watch you that their friends use and they're watching like, man, how do I get to that? Did you guys have you guys responses like that from that?
Yeah, everyone at the gym at AK, right? And they think that it's like, oh my god, like you freaking look like you knew what you were doing. He was like, oh my god, you've only been gone for like a month. Like, how the fuck did you do all that, right?
I wanted to see you guys tag up.
Yeah.
It's not, bro, I mean, I'm telling you go to shoot. Actual wrestlers is the first thing you want, so if you want to learn how to do this, because they know how to wrestle. It's just like, you don't know how to take the bumps or something, but you know how to wrestle. It's not a far reach to learn how to do this stuff, I mean, I'm just wondering if, like, a lot of these guys are realizing, hey, I like punching people in the face, but getting punched in the face isn't quite as fun as, like, if you go out performing a professional wrestling match, How did your body feel?
Oh, it's great. My body was great afterwards. Did everything. It was fine. So yeah, man, it was great. I think like that night, Dave Rodriguez was there, also with Alexa Grasso. Right. And they're from Mexico, and it was the first time ever being at a Lucha Libre event. And they were just like super excited, right? They're like kids, and I just told them, man, just have fun out there. You can see how different it is from like a UFC fight. Just have fun, just like talk trash, like, cheer, do whatever you want. And they came back afterwards, dude, and they were so
hey, Brian.
so happy that they went to one. Daniel was even just telling me, like, man, like, for me to do another sport like this, he was like, man, that's the same inspiration for me, because, we get so caught up in our daily routines of being a fighter that we don't know that there's other things out there that we can do as well. We just gotta like, hey man, whatever the hell you want to do, go out and do it.
I'll tell you what I like, because, we're UFC fans since the start of me and Disco. And, at the beginning, they didn't want to have with wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and
2 hours ago.
And that's cool. And we could get some of UFC fighters into wrestling now, and they can take advantage of their names. But let me ask you a question, a quick UFC question. So you have 2 fights left, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any idea who the next opponent may be?
No, not right now, man.
I know y'all probably got burnt out on the wrestling too.
I'm very focused on what I'm doing
one more
right
story
now.
with this.
How are you doing today, Brian?
I'm tired and broken down. I could go in tomorrow morning. That's why I'm still here on the Friday night. I'm used to going to a bar at Friendship or downtown.
My whole family wants to
wherever.
My son, who's just a year and a half, and he's learning the ropes, no ropes, he's learning the wall.
We all did the same thing growing up. We all did the same thing.
My daughter's 10, and I believe he stole the show that night. She's never seen me compete ever in a fight. We've never let her go watch a fight of mine, so after the fight, like, we let her watch it on TV, but she was so excited for this event because she's watched wrestling with me and her family, and she's become a huge fan already. Like, I practice with her in school, I practice with her, like, in the grocery store, like, you know, she'll feel like this, like, pretend to beat me up, and then I'll be laying on the, like, in the aisle, like, doing it all. And when she saw me come out that night, she just, like, was so happy. She was so excited. She loved the show. She had, like, tears in her eyes. Like, it was amazing to watch that from my daughter. You know what I mean? So the whole experience was freaking awesome. I loved it. My family loved it. You can't wait to
So is there a way to make what wait? Is there a chance you may have seen the last UFC? Is that what it sounds like to me?
For the new time, and I don't know, for a long time, maybe. You know, I've always loved fighting. I've always loved to compete. You know, but again, this makes new again for me. You know, I'm learning something new. I'm loving it. I'm having fun. You know, like,
there's an excitement attached to it. Yeah. Fighting for real, like you said. The rush from the pop comes when the fight's over. You know, but like even everybody that we perform, you know, me and Coney are still wrestling, still doing it. When you're out in front of a crowd and they're cheering you, that's an adrenaline rush. And it's like in pro wrestling, you could lay out, you know, between you and the other guy, you could lay out over like a bunch of spots with this big pop, a lot of adrenaline rushes, but just like it's exciting, you know. And it's like you could fight. Get knocked down in 30 seconds and just, you know, you train and everything and then you get the pop and you never got that rush. Pro wrestling is designed to every night when we try to get the biggest reaction from the fans every night and everything. And if you're the focal point of that, man, it's hard to describe to people. You know, like you feel the energy of just the war vibrates your body and just, you know, energizes you and stuff. And it's easy to get addicted to. Like you can see how guys in this business like never retire. You know, they wrestle until they're because like it is like a drug kind of. You know, I mean, you get addicted to it, you know? Just addicted to performing in front of fans like that and getting pops all the time. Bro, let me tell you. Hey, could you ever see yourself, like, embracing a heel persona?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, yeah.
Like, who are some of your favorite
might
heels?
Be all I do tonight.
Razor Ramon.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, yeah, you know, he always had that one-liner, you know.
I don't know.
Like, the
Chico.
It was like, oh, it's always leading up to that.
Right.
Yeah.
They're coming off celery. I'll call it quick.
I see that, yeah.
They got it. We're all good. LJT, logging out.
It was incredible to work with you. Very easy to work with. The one thing that I was telling Disco that was very important because having been in the business so long and been in so many places, I've worked with so many athletes and like artists that have gone into the ring and they think, oh, this is easy, this is fucking bullshit. And you took it real seriously, and that was a difference. You know, a lot of people don't go train. They think it's really easy. They just think it's bullshit. Then they go out there and they look like shit, and then they wonder why. But you knew, like, you had that respect, and you knew, I'm not going to go out there and embarrass myself. And you wanted to make sure that everything was correct, and that is the true seal.
Gotta get out of there.
You know what I'm saying?
Someone's after me.
I thought you were incredible, man. I can't wait to work with you again. And I know that you're going to blow up in this wrestling business, and I'm glad that you debuted in AAA.
No, I do it
your future, man, is super, super bright.
Oh, that's awesome. Corinne, thank you, man. Thank you for just helping me out, you know, taking the time. I couldn't have done it without you or, you know, the other wrestlers from AAA, the whole staff. Again, amazing to work with everyone. So, man, you haven't seen the last of me for sure. Wrestling. You know, it's bitten me, so I definitely want to do more. So I can't wait.
I'm gonna email you in the next few days because I have a couple ideas that I want to run by you. So obviously, you know, let's keep working together, man. And is there anything that you're looking forward to in wrestling? Anybody that in particular that you want to wrestle with? Maybe a company that you want to work for? Anything that you're already thinking of doing, or you're just right now playing everything by ear?
just kind of playing everything by ear. You know, I want to be involved in the 2 shows coming up for AAA for sure.
Right.
And then, you know, after that, yeah, man, do some more and just, for me, just grow as a wrestler, you know, grow as much as I can, learn from everyone that's kind of been helping me out. So, you know, just try to get better. And that to me is always the name of the game, right? Get comfortable out there, get better, and just kind of work this craft. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, Disco can tell you.
Meriwether, for all your private security.
We don't throw this word around loosely. You're a natural, you know, and so everything's gonna come to you real quick. And just
target
because
confirmed.
Who you are and what you've done in UFC, you're not gonna have to go through a lot of the stuff that a lot of you kind of have like an advantage, you know. So use that to your advantage. And yeah,
it's a disciplined attention to detail. Like you can tell, like when you're talking to Kane, he's focused attention-wise on what you're saying. And like Kane, you've probably seen a million people come to the gym.
You want me to go again, Shug?
Where you're trying to teach them something, and they're like, yeah, I got it. You know, like
I'm sorry, the target has evaded our personnel. Your payment has been refunded.
You were just like one of those people that just like, you just soak up the knowledge, pay attention to what I'm saying, and then just go out there and execute, you know, and just like, you know, if you make a mistake, we just, you know, repeat until you don't make a mistake, and just like move on. You know, I can see that's why you're reach a championship level fighter. You know, you probably did this, the same formula, you know, to try to correct your mistakes, you know, to seek perfection. So,
yeah. Kane, can I ask you one last UFC question?
Yeah.
Okay, so
leave me alone,
when you fought Brock Lesnar, right? So, in that match, to get ready for it, because that match ended in punches, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, it was a KO. So, I don't think, did you train to knock him out, or were you thinking, I'm going to bring him to the floor because I think my wrestling's better than his? What was your game plan going into that match? Because I didn't think that was your game plan, or was it?
Yeah, the game plan was to end the fight, hopefully, in punches.
Really?
Because our plan was, like, we saw him fight against Frank Mir,
right?
You know, and he was in some hot water, and then ended up coming back, and then we saw his last fight that he fought against Shane Carwin. Yeah, and then Shane Carwin was able to almost like finish him, you know, then he got taken down again. So the plan was, number one, was no matter what, he takes it down, or when he does take it down,
that'd be grand if I could.
The thing that I worked on the most was I'd be laying on my back in the worst position ever, and Daniel Cormier,
celebrate my
at that time, we also had another heavyweight that was the NCAA champion, Mark Ellis, and they both would like take turns laying on top of me in the worst position, and me with boxing gloves, I didn't have my like 3 fingers to like get up. And we just worked on getting up over and over again. Like they would work, try the hardest to stay on me, keep the weight on me, and me not getting up. So once I could get up, like no problem from anyone, like I knew it was like, even if he does take you down,
that may be it for me, y'all.
Hopefully in the fight, he wasn't very comfortable in the stand up.
And me come back, I may not come back.
So yeah, man,
I'm up to 12. I'm going. I'm gonna change my bed.
Give me just to reiterate on that.
Wow, that's very interesting.
I'm getting tired of that shit, man.
Of like you're
working
like,
the shit out of it. They working on fixing new stuff and putting new stuff in that's in our fucking
like it's just, hey, we're gonna work on this right now. Give me like it's like because the level of work at a championship level is probably beyond our comprehension. Can you let us know? Can you give us like an insight on like how much time you put in like when there's like like give me an example.
It took us like training camp was probably like.
You want me to go again, Shug?
Right? I've just trained, like, we're going to train camp in shape. And now, from those 8 to 10 weeks, we're working on things for Brock, or, you know, for whatever our plan was. And whatever we're working on, sparring, whatever, you know,